If I was you, I would take a page out of the old woodsman, uh, old school ways. Pack up some salt, learn some skills, follow this channel. Go in there and dig out some of the stuff that I've laid down that will help you. It's not a costly thing to do to become self-reliant. We don't know what's going to happen in November, but I got a feeling it's going to be a mess, no matter which way that it goes. Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from northern Maine. Today's video is going to be about a comment that I had received, and I found it kind of interesting. So I said, well, I thought about it for a couple of days, and I figured, you know, that does make a pretty good topic. So today's topic is going to be YouTube experts versus old woodsmen. And maybe I shouldn't say YouTube expert, because the comment said, let's see if I get this right. The comment said, there's not an expert in the world teaching the kind of stuff that I teach. It was a negative comment. It was not meant as a positive comment, but it made for a great title. The comparison is that I teach old school ways versus some of the newer stuff, which is relating to gear and all of that. You will not find shiny gear in this channel at all whatsoever. Most of my gear is either gear that I've made or gear that I have just come across over the years. Older gear, some of it's old, some of it's new. Somehow this person has taken from my channel that I push no gear at all. Well, I have over 200 videos now, creeping up on 230, that totally debunk that. So you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt when stuff like that comes along. But anyway, you want to check through my videos, go for it. Got all kinds of stuff in there talking about technique, old school skills, ways of doing almost everything in the bush. So my take on a lot of the experts, and let's call them the YouTube experts, most of them, and where I come from, wouldn't last a week in the North Maine Woods of northern Maine. It is just plain thicker than thieves up there as far as brush, the way the tree growth is. They would be starving pilgrims by the end of the week and pissing their pants. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, if you scour this channel, I don't teach you how to go out and trap a mouse. You know, as fun as that looks like on the camera, you think you're going to survive on a rodent? So let's compare expert to country boy. That's what I consider myself, a country boy woodsman from northern Maine. The so-called experts on most of these channels want to teach you how to build the stick trap and all that, deadfall traps and all that, so that you can trap yourself a mouse. Well, I wish I had a mouse to hold up. I've been doing this for 50 years. I have never needed to trap a mouse in order to get a meal. So I don't teach that kind of stuff. I think that's another one of those useless things, like a lot of the useless gear that they want to push. And most of the time when they're pushing that gear, it's because they're a commercial. They're nothing more than a commercial for whatever reason they're doing it. Now I've got some trap videos getting ready to come out, and they're traps for catching real food out of the forest of Maine. Not sending you out there to trap some mice and all of that. You're not going to survive on mice. If you can get 10 mice a day, how many calories is that versus how many calories did you burn up trying to trap those mice? I know that's what you see on reality TV and all of that. This is not a reality show. This channel, and I even hate to use that word show because that's exactly what they are. They're showmen. I like to say a lot of them things is that's a moment made for TV because that's exactly what it is. It's just a moment made for TV that has nothing to do at all with the reality of surviving in the Maine forest. So when I build traps that will catch you a full meal, not just a couple of scrapings off the hind quarter of a mouse. I just don't get that kind of training. Like I said, I've been doing this for 50 years. I just don't see it. What I do is in this channel is I teach you how to fish. I teach you how to catch big fish that you could feed a whole family, or go out and shoot a bear, or go out and shoot a deer, or how to eat a porcupine, how to eat rabbits and stuff like that, how to trap rabbits. I did a video not too long ago on a rabbit trap and how you use that. So that is exactly why I like this comparison between the expert versus the out-of-the-box thinking that this channel teaches. And that's all this is about. I don't claim to be an expert in any one of these subjects. But what I do have is 50 years of experience in how to get along in the Maine forest. There isn't one time that I go out into the bush without gear at all whatsoever. Gear, and the right amount of gear, is what I concentrate on. I always have a knife. I always have a compass, and I always have a fire rod. Always, always, always. And I also have a small saw that I carry. Always, always, always. So the notion that I teach to go out there with no gear at all is a myth. I watched a few other channels a few years ago and they were pushing this Mora knife a lot. So I thought, man, that must be a good knife. And another thing that was being pushed was an East Wing camp axe. I'm here to tell you that I think this is the biggest piece of junk of a knife that I've ever purchased. The only thing that I like about it is it has a 90-degree spine. That's it. If somebody has got a video out there and they're pushing this as part of good gear, you should run to the hills, because this is one of the reasons I don't like them channels. I keep this knife around my neck because it's a beater knife. That's all. That's all I find it good for. It's not a good skinning knife. It's not a good knife for making feather sticks. I could go on and on and on about this knife. Is it a cheap knife to buy? I think it's a very cheap knife to buy. But that doesn't mean that's a knife that you should stake your life on. So keep that in mind when you see commercials and ads about a Mora knife. I'll do a thing on knives. I'm not a knife expert, but I've got knives that I've had for 35 and 40 years. I still use them every day, every year. I can guarantee you in 30 years I won't have this knife, and neither will you. That's how much of a piece of crap that it is. Now, because I'm not one of these so-called experts that wants to live on trapped mice, I'm going to take my good quality knives, and I'm also going to take this piece of crap knife, and I'm going to go over to the meat table, and I'm going to start cleaning about 60 white perch and 2 4-foot American eels. That's about, I don't know, 30 pounds of fish to eat. The eels I'm going to turn into a New England fish chowder. It will be, I'll eat that fish chowder for a week. That's how much food is there. So with that eel and with that white perch, I'm going to have a good meal, good eating meals this week. So if the expert out there wants to go learn how to trap mice, you can go trap all the mice you want. I'm going to eat fish that I've learned how to trap, that I've learned how to fish for. So I hope you guys get a little bit of humor out of this, kind of like I did when I read the foolish comment that was behind that. This woodsman is all about gear. I'm just not about shiny objects and a backpack full of gear that you absolutely don't need out in the bush. Only carry what you need, carry the rest up here. The more you know up here, the less you have to carry in a backpack. I've said that many times. It is the honest to God truth. Skills in your head, they cannot take away from you. So let's go over to that table and I'm going to show you my catch, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to eat this week as well as next winter. I have put my fishing and trapping into high gear. It's been difficult to keep up on these videos between all the fishing and all the preparation for next winter. But I do believe that if you are sitting on the sidelines right now and wondering what's going to happen on November 3rd, I believe that you are missing the boat. You should be preparing now. We've only got 80 or 90 days between now and November's vote as to who the president of this country is going to be. It doesn't matter which way it's going to go. The left is still going to be pissed off, and if Trump does get in, then he's got a tough road to hoe too. Here is a hint video. This is nothing but the guts and leftover parts and pieces from the fish that we just cleaned. If you would like to leave a comment as to what you think I'm going to use this for, it might be fun. Have fun with it. I have a couple of more hints videos that will be coming out here in the near future. They'll just be part of whatever I'm working on. But I've got a big project that I hope to be on top of by September 1st to be able to start sharing with you guys. So I've got some other videos to put together, but this is just a hint, bucket of guts, as to what's going to happen in late fall. For the end of this video, I'm going to put some links to some videos along the same thing. Off-grid living, how to be self-reliant. What do you do when the shit hits the fan? Sorry. At the end of this video, I'm going to put some clips in on this off-grid cabin and the lifestyle that I've chosen here. And what would you do when the crap hits the fan, and just what's your ideas on it, and what's my ideas on it. My content in this channel is all about how to, and a teaching channel on how to live off the grid and how to live out in the bush. And I will see you in the next one.